It was a busy day in Philadelphia, one of those days that just feels different. While fans were celebrating the return of Brandon Graham, while the city buzzed with the comeback of a legend, something else was happening quietly behind the scenes. Something small, something subtle, something that almost no one noticed. In the middle of all the headlines and the emotion, the team made a quiet move. One of those that don't make the front page, but for those who follow the Eagles closely, it said a lot. While Graham's return reignited the heart of the defense, the offense was getting its own reminder. Nothing is guaranteed in Philadelphia, and that reminder came from a name that disappeared as quietly as it arrived. No press conference, no highlight reel, no social media announcement, just a short line in a team release, a move buried in the middle of the chaos, a name scratched off the list, another small piece in Howie Roseman's never-ending game of roster chess. At first glance, it looked like nothing, just another transaction. But when you look closer, you start to see the pattern. The Eagles are winning games, yes, but even in victory, there's a sense that the offense still hasn't reached full rhythm, especially at one position that used to be one of Philly's strongest weapons, the tight end spot. Right now, Dallas Goedert remains the clear number one, the go-to option for Jalen Hurts. But behind him, it's a revolving door, new faces, young prospects, constant changes. And when a team keeps shuffling players at the same position, that's not random. That's a search for answers. And that's exactly what this move was about. A young player, just 24 years old, fresh legs, a good attitude, and the dream of making it in midnight green. He had just arrived in Philly, trying to learn the playbook, shake hands, find his place. But before he even got comfortable, he was gone. 6 days. That's all it lasted. Jaheim Bell. That's the name that vanished from the Eagles' practice squad this week. A small move on paper, but one that reveals how sharp and restless this front office really is. Bell was a 7th-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft by the New England Patriots, coming out of Florida State. He appeared in 15 games as a rookie, catching just 2 passes for 20 yards while spending most of his time on special teams. He was released by New England in August, signed by the Eagles on October 15th, and released again on October 21st. 6 days, no highlight plays, no snaps, just the business of football. And that's exactly what this was, business. Because the Eagles aren't just managing this week's roster, they're thinking 2 steps ahead. The tight end group is still full of question marks. Dallas Goedert restructured his deal to stay this season, but he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. Behind him are Grant Calcaterra, Kylan Granson, Cameron Latu, and E.J. Jenkins, all promising but none established. That's why players like Bell come and go so quickly. Each one is a test, a trial, a way for Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni to see who might fit not just now, but in the long term. That's how this front office operates, always watching, always adjusting. While fans see the headlines, Howie's already looking 3 moves ahead. So, yes, Jaheim Bell's time in Philly was short, but it was another reminder that nothing in this team is static. Every spot, every snap, every week is earned. And that's exactly what makes the Eagles who they are. They can celebrate the return of a legend like Brandon Graham one day, and quietly cut a young player the next. Because both moves serve the same purpose, keeping this team competitive, flexible, and dangerous. That's the reality of Philadelphia football. Every detail matters, every move counts, even the ones no one talks about. And that's what makes this organization different. While the rest of the NFL reacts to headline, the Eagles are working in silence, making adjustments that no one sees until it's too late. So the question now is simple. Are these quiet moves setting up something bigger? Maybe another addition at tight end before the trade deadline? Or is this just business as usual for a team that never stops evolving? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the Eagles need to make a move for a new tight end? Or can this current group get the job done? Hit that like button if you appreciate real Eagles talk. Subscribe for more in-depth updates and turn on notifications, because if there's one thing we've learned about Howie Roseman, it's that the smallest moves can turn into the biggest stories later. Fly, Eagles, fly.